What's the first thing that comes to your mind when someone mentions Finland? Whatever you said, I bet it wasn't a military powerhouse who can put one of the biggest armies in the world to shame. Now here's a 5'3" bloke from Finland who spends his days farming along. Chances are you didn't say to yourself, oh, he must be the single most deadliest sniper in military history. Well, without further ado, Simo Häyhä. At the dawn of the Second World War, Soviets really liked daydreaming about Finland being part of their little union. They also had a hunch that the Nazis wouldn't respect their pact of non-aggression because, you know, they were Nazis. So the Soviets thought, why not get closer to Germany by invading and taking over Finland? The only problem with making Finland a part of the USSR was, well, Finland. They didn't feel like handing over their country, and that's how the 3-month-long Winter War began. Simo Häyhä was a farmer in the region close to the border with Russia where the actual fighting took place. Before that, Häyhä finished a year-long obligatory military practice, which he left with a bag full of trophies for top marksmanship. When Simo heard the news, he prepared for the occasion. Dressed all white, he picked up his sniper rifle, similar to the one in Call of Duty 2, packed a few sandwiches, and left for the woods. The Russians had two major advantages: superior weaponry and manpower, which outnumbered the Finnish 100 to 1. On the other hand, Finland also had two major advantages: Simo Häyhä and Stalin. A few years before the war, Stalin was doing typical Stalin stuff and was in rage mode with his generals. He pretty much ordered the death of all officers that he deemed weren't loyal. This left the Soviets with fairly incompetent leaders. I mean, why were they dressed in green? They were in Finland during the winter. Everybody could see them. Throughout history, Russia was known for using cold winters to their advantage against enemies. In this war, temperatures never rose above -20°C and daylight lasted for only 3 hours. This was all fun and games when invaders came to Moscow wearing tights, but it had little effect against the Finnish, who were used to it just as well as the Russians. Häyhä knew that it wasn't going to be easy for him to survive, so he used a few tricks. He used to put snow in his mouth to avoid steamy breath that could blow his cover, and although he used a sniper rifle, he didn't use telescopic sights which could fog up in the winter, and also the sun could make a reflection and give him away. So he basically no-scoped all his targets. And as if all this wasn't impressive enough, Häyhä could hit a target 16 times per minute at about 500 feet away. In 100 days of service, Simo got 505 confirmed sniper kills. His most efficient day was when he made 25 kills, and with the average of 5 kills a day, this means he was definitely slacking off on weekends. Not so impressive now, are you, Häyhä? On top of all that, he also made 200 kills with a submachine gun, which earned him a major role in our video and a nickname by the Soviets, the White Death. Eventually, the Russians decided that enough was enough and ordered counter-sniper and artillery missions in order to take out Häyhä. In the last week of the war, an explosive bullet hit Häyhä in the face and blew off his left cheek. It didn't kill him, but it really lowered his already slim chances with the girls. Or guys, Tooky don't judge. That bullet sent him into a coma and he woke up on the day that the peace treaty was being signed. The Soviet Union gained around 22,000 square miles and lost 1 million soldiers. A Russian general later noted that the gained territory was just about enough to bury the dead. When Death saw what the White Death can do, it didn't really hurry to get him. Simo Häyhä lived to be 96, dying in 2002. Be sure to like and share the video if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to subscribe. See you next week!